Layher creates more possibilities with more partnership. To handle complex scaffolding structures in industrial plants, Layher's there for you when it comes to planning and construction. With technical support for planning, design and implementation, and with Scaffolding Information Modelling. The example used, a scaffolding structure on the premises of the MOL oil refinery in Tiszaujvaros, Hungary, shows how digitalization in scaffolding construction leads to more safety and more profitability. The scaffolding was used for maintenance of several columns. The project was implemented by the scaffolding construction company Orsak with technical support from Layher's subsidiary in Hungary. The basis for digital project planning with SIM, the digital process developed by Layher, is 3D data for the structure being provided with scaffolding. Ideally, this data is already available. That's the easy variant. If there's no 3D data, it can also be created subsequently, using a 3D scan to capture the structure. Or, as in our example, using a drone. Using pictures taken from different angles, it was possible to reconstruct the spatial coordinates of surface points, and the point cloud generated that way was then used to create the required 3D surface model by meshing it. In the project, this 3D model then formed the basis for the digital twin, which would from then on accompany work at the site on a virtual level. From now on, everybody involved, client, scaffolding constructors, health and safety coordinators and the other trades were synchronously networked with each other. In the first stage of planning, the basics were determined, the requirements of MOL and the trades were defined, and feasibility was checked. That was followed by planning to match the requirements using the 3D model of the plant and by the individual phases of scaffolding assembly. Material requirements and costs for each stage of assembly were determined by simulation of the assembly sequence. Using SIM, it was possible to detect, assess and rectify potential error sources on the digital model before implementation. For example, the prevention of possible collisions between columns and scaffolding, the required safety measures, project structural analysis and much more besides. Plans in 2D and 3D assembly plans, including 3D animations, for more planning certainty and more safety when working and for improving communication between everybody involved in the project. And using a VR file created in Layplan CAD, the planned scaffolding could also be viewed in virtual space. That made a first walk-around inspection possible, and all before implementation. As SIM made this data available in real time to everybody involved, including on their mobile devices, the suitability of the scaffolding for the work to be done later on could also be checked. What's more, the local technicians and engineers from Layher were at hand to assist and advise in every phase of project planning. Following on from project planning came project coordination. In its focus, scheduling and cost planning for logistics and assembly. This is where, depending on assembly phase, the exact material requirements were determined and the flow of material to the site was optimized to meet the schedule. More productivity during transport and assembly is of course assured by Layher lightweight scaffolding components with the same performance yet considerably lower weight. Savings were possible thanks to optimized planning of the personnel requirement. One important part of risk analysis is checking of the measures necessary to ensure more safety. That includes, for example, fire prevention and adapting the deck level to the geometry and to its planned use. Layher offers a wide range of solutions in its product portfolio. SIM enabled the material flows on the site to be controlled depending on the construction phase. This was particularly important because the area for interim storage of scaffolding material on the premises was very limited. It had to be ensured that the material was delivered just in time to suit the requirements for each assembly phase. The additional illustrations of the individual components on the material lists meant that the error rate during loading fell considerably. During scaffolding assembly, during the entire period of use and also later on during dismantling, the full importance of precise and detailed advanced planning was made clear. And it was also demonstrated that even subsequent changes to the requirements by the client could be calculated and planned very quickly using SIM, transparent and comprehensible for everybody. The advantages of digitalization for scaffolding construction are obvious: more efficiency and more productivity. And with the Layplan suite software tools developed by Layher and tailored to the needs of scaffolding construction, you too are well equipped for it. For Scaffolding Information Modelling, SIM ensures safer, smoother and more efficient handling of the entire project. At MOL in Hungary, this was confirmed. Application-oriented accessories from the Layher construction kit ensure the right scaffolding solution for more safety. Layher offers support in every phase of the project, with training courses and workshops and with comprehensive technical support from Layher's engineers in planning, design and implementation. Layher, that's how partnership works.